Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello everyone, I am Havyas KS. We are an agri-tech startup representing Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad. We have developed an portable, battery-operated and hand-held agricultural device for harvesting coffee. This device helps in selective harvesting of ripened fruits from the unevenly ripened plants. This coffee harvester has been indigenously designed, making it suitable for operations in both Arabica and Robusta variety. In India, coffee is harvested 100% manually, and this is when farmers started expressing their problem of shortage of labor and the pain they used to get in their wrist after harvesting coffee. Because of this product, coffee estate owners can save around 40% of their time, also fetch higher price for their produce because of selectively harvesting their ripened fruits. The product that you're seeing in the video is the prototype of the first indigenously developed coffee harvester. It also helps women laborers from the wrist pain problem that they are facing currently. We would like to thank EDII Ahmedabad, AICTE, all the ministries and especially Government of India for recognizing us and supporting us in solving one of the most pressing problem of Indian coffee growers.
India is among top 10 leading coffee production countries and is known for its best quality in international market. Coffee is grown in slopey and hilly regions of Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and some parts of Andhra Pradesh and Orissa, where heavy machineries for harvesting cannot be used. To address this issue, a coffee harvesting hand-operated tool, Coffer, was developed by the Havyas KS and Nitin Singh. This is an indigenous design tool to function in both Indian variety and Indian condition. So to talk more about it, in today's edition of Changemaker, we have with us Havyas and Nitin Singh. Welcome Havyas and Nitin.
Thank you, sir.
Karnataka is the largest producer, accounting for about 70% of the total coffee production in India. What inspired you to work for the coffee harvester, Havyas? What was the driving force to create such an innovation?
So basically, sir, all this happened during lockdown. I come from a place called Kodagu in Karnataka. So during lockdown, I and Nitin, we were pursuing our MBA in EDI Ahmedabad, and suddenly we have to come back to our native. So when I came back here, we have to stay in a confined place. So that's where we started going to our relatives' home and participating in their farming activities. So all my family relatives are from farming background. Basically, everyone 90% of them grow coffee only. So during coffee, that was the period of coffee harvesting also. So we started involving their activities in all the day-to-day activities, and when the coffee harvesting was taking place, we started participating with that as well. What happened during that time was there was severe labor shortage. So most of the laborers in Karnataka, they come from northeast region actually. And during lockdown, everyone migrated back to their native. There was huge labor shortage, and even otherwise also there was a huge labor shortage, and labors were expensive. So farmers were not able to pay the cost of labors. So these are the major problem they used to face. Apart from that, most of the laborers who work in the farm are women laborers, so they have to participate in coffee harvesting activity regularly. So when they do that, this is a short harvesting span actually. So in a year, coffee will be harvested from November to January. In that 3 months time span, you have to harvest complete all the coffee. So continuous every day there will be work, and this labor has to work with non-stop for 3 months. So when they used to harvest regularly, they used to get this wrist pain, sir, because non-stop they are working in field. So all this problem we got to know when we were involved with their farming activities. Then we realized everything is now mechanized in our country. You go for any other industry, but why not farming? Why is our farming still lying backward in terms of technology adoption or technology dissemination? So we thought, okay, Nitin is basically from mechanical background, and I come from agriculture background. So I had no what to say technical skills. So I approached Nitin. Nitin, I have come across such problem which is in my native. Can you please help me with your knowledge or skills from mechanical so that we can build some solution to help Indian farmers? He readily accepted. He was very happy when I initially told him this is the case. We both from next day started working on this. We tried to do all the research, and this is how the journey started, sir.
Great. It's very important to work for the Indian farmers. So Nitin, what are the problem that you are trying to solve or address through your innovation, and how is your innovation different or unique from the others?
So on the extension what Havyas said just now, so the problem of coffee or coffee harvesting is very unique in India. So if you compare it with other major producers in the world, so one is Brazil, another is Colombia. So they have huge coffee estate, but their land formation is very planar. So they can use big machines to harvest coffee at once, even for 100 acres, 200 acres. But the problem in India comes in when this coffee estates are in hilly terrains. So in that terrain, we can't use those big machineries to harvest coffee at once. Apart from this, even if there are small tools were available, which were manufactured in China and Taiwan, other countries, so these actually have a tendency to damage plants as well. So the defoliage was very high. So we had to understand the challenge exactly, and that the challenge was very unique. And in terms of that, we had to take consideration of women laborers as well. The labor shortage was directly linked to those laborers being women laborers, and women facing shoulder pains. So that meant that this activity is very tedious. So how to solve this activity? Can we bring down the time? Can we bring down the labor involvement in this activity? So that is how we decided we should go for a handled device, a hand operated device which can increase the efficiency of these laborers and bring down the time and cost of the coffee harvesting activity. So that is how we tried to innovate in this particular technology.
Havis, can you please demonstrate the product for the viewers to make it understand better?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. So this is the coffer device that we have developed. So what you can see in the bottom is the battery, and it is actually movable. So this is the main device, where farmer will be holding it this way here, and he'll keep it in the plants. So when powered, this will start vibrating. So that vibration, when it transfers from the device to the plant, so all the ripened fruits at certain stage will fall down, and the unripened fruit will be there in the plants only, so that we can do selective harvesting. So how does this work? Is what we have done is basically we have used modern technology like 3D printing and all those things to make the device much like very much user friendly, and all the farm graded ergonomics has been considered. So this is the body, and we have a head part here. So in head we have a mechanism where this will convert the movement, the motor movement into a vibration. So that is what we have done in this, and the battery is actually connected to the base. The major this is right now this is working. So if this principle works, if you go and put it in a field, the plant is being the main principle has been working properly. But the problem what we have realized after doing this is like this machine is heavy. Farmers are harvesting the crop from morning 8 a.m. till 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. in the evening. So they have to work using this device at least 8 to 9 hours a day. Holding such heavy device is a difficult task again. So right now the feedback what we have received is to make the device much more lighter. We are working on it. So this is a very big challenge where we have to convert the traditional phones into a smartphone kind. So a lot of innovation has to go inside this. We're trying to figure out all the latest technologies or modern innovations that can help us build our innovation. So this is how the things are built right now. So and how this works is there's a powering system. So once you power and connect the main device to this, you also have a frequency controller here. Sorry, RPM controller. So you can adjust the RPM. So according to the RPM requirement of the plant, you can harvest a ripened fruit, semi-ripened fruit. If you want to harvest all the fruits irrespective of ripen or unripen, you can also do that.
Nice. So basically, you are working with farmers, and you know that especially in especially with the coffee harvesters. So, what was their first reaction when you started working with them, and how they are acknowledging importance of your innovation right now?
So before starting this work, what we initially did is we went and interviewed around 60 farmers to ask like how the entire activity takes place. What are the major problem? How do you like to solve it? If you solve this problem, are you ready to pay for that solution so that this business also becomes like sustainable? So all this kind of research we did, and when we actually told them, okay, this is the kind of innovation that we want to do, they themselves gave us how the product should be. So basically, as Nitin told, coffee is grown in hilly and slopey terrains. So they told, okay, taking tractors, a big machine is not possible over there. So there are machines in other countries where big tractors will move within the coffee plants. So we got to know, okay, that is not an option for Indian coffee region. Second, they told they wanted some electric machine, because there is no like coffee is grown in between shade trees. Shade trees means there are forest trees, and in between coffee plants are planted in Indian condition, in Indian traditional region. But if you compare it foreign countries, there it is grown in open field. There won't be any trees in between. So it is easy to go and operate any kind of machine. But here they wanted electric and hand operated machine, so that they easily take the machine, and if so that the machine is lighter and they can operate it easily in the coffee estate. So these are the kind of feedback they gave us. And taking their feature requirement, we worked on the principles. So in what principle the foreign country machines, the big tractors, the big devices are working on. We just took the principle, but we brought it in a small device. So I'll just show you the device. So this is the kind of device that we have built right now. So this works on a vibratory principle. So if we switch it on, it will start vibrating. When this vibrates, this will transfer the frequency, so that it will split the ripened fruits down, so that ripened fruits can be collected and put in a basket.
Great. So ensuring quality is also very important. So how do you ensure that your product meets quality standards, and how cost effective it is for the farmers, Nitin?
Okay, so in terms of quality, our main challenge first was to make a device which, even if we are making a handheld device, it should not again lead to the same problem of shoulder pains. So right now we have a challenge we are facing is we have designed the machine, but after 2 or 3 alterations, we are still facing a little bit of problem where it's still a little heavier. So we need to have some kind of innovation or design change in battery. So standard comes in second, but we also have to ensure first that laborers who are using it first have to get accustomed to it, and it's the problem which we are trying to solve should not exist after that. So based on that, we are still in the design improvement of the design. Then once that design is done, we'll be having standards going on. So electrical standard, we'll have batteries for BIS standard batteries. Now they're all standard operating standards which we have to take for an electrical device, for agricultural machinery device, which we'll be going in for that. So in terms of that, we are taking constant feedback from the customers and the users, so coffee estate owners and the laborers as well, to meet their standards as well as the standards of the market. And apart from that, if you come to the cost effectiveness of it, so right now we, as far as our cost of goods sold or the entire production of one machinery is concerned, we are taking it as a charge of around 6 to 7,000 rupees. So we'll be deciding on what kind of orders we'll be getting once it is ready to go into the market, and then based on that we'll be deciding the price of one particular machine.
Thank you so much, Nitin. And ensuring standards, not only in terms of quality, but also we have to ensure that it's cost effective for the users. So Havyas, you are the proud winner of National Innovation Contest. Please share your experience and how the participation in this contest helped you to work on your dream project.
So as I told you, sir, I told you when we started working on this project. So this was during lockdown, and this NIC was announced during the same time. So we were sitting in home. We identified there's a problem. We both discussed, and we have decided there is a solution. So we wanted to take it forward. So we started applying for all the funding agencies, and luckily we got selected in National Innovation Competition. So this was like a hope for us. Like initially we both were students, so we had not done any job, and we don't come from any business background. Both of our family are from service background. We are the first generation entrepreneurs, so financially we couldn't depend on anyone else. We had to do something on ourselves. So initially we started with our own little savings, whatever we had. But in the same time, we also got the result from NIC that you have been selected for funding, which gave us hope. Okay, let's give more time for this particular project and work in with complete interest. So that's where how we started. So that was a real boost for the innovation that we had thought of. From there, the journey started. So we started doing our initial design. We did multiple prototypes. We tested it. We started working on different innovations like the trending innovations. For example, the device what we have here, developed is actually 3D printed. So we thought of thinking what are the different modern technologies that we can use to fasten the innovation that we are building on. So these are the kind of work we started, and all this could be all is possible because of the funding and other mentoring support that we received from AICTC NIC competitions.
Great. Um, Nitin, being an entrepreneur, you have to tread a very challenging path, especially at initial level. So can you tell me the challenges in this journey and how you overcome those?
So challenges for us as entrepreneurs were really unique in the sense we were already under lockdown. So we didn't have the luxury to travel across and go and ask people. So he was here in Kur, I was in Ahmedabad. So our discussion was entirely virtual, and it was very difficult for me to understand. Okay, what exactly is coffee harvesting? What are the pain points? But in terms of technology, I was trying to understand what exactly is the need there. And apart from that, very basic problem comes in when you have to understand what kind of funds you'll be needing, what is the kind of mentoring support you'll be needing to achieve your innovation, to take your idea towards the product stage. So those are the kind of challenges we were facing initially, and which were somewhat solved by the support of NIC and AICT once we got the funding.
Great. So in your entrepreneurial journey, Nitin, what was the biggest moment of satisfaction or recognition?
So satisfaction and recognition in entrepreneurial journey comes in once someone says that, okay, this is the product which Nitin has designed, this is the product which Havyas has brought to the market. So that is where our recognition, that is where our satisfaction comes in. Monetary is something that there. Obviously, we want to have a monetary recognition as well. But once there is some competition, or as there is some uh, bigger person taking your name and appreciating you for what kind of innovation and what kind of idea you have brought to a product stage, that is where our satisfaction lies.
Great. And it's a very important thing that whatever you are doing, you need to be very, you always should feel a sense of satisfaction. Okay. So my next question is, MIC and AICT is not only acknowledging your innovation, but also supporting you with the incubation linkage and funding support. Are you receiving support from the mentors or any other sources as well, especially in terms of financial or anything? Havyas?
So basically, when we started, sir, like we had to take lot of advice and technical guidance to start with. So one of our mentor from EDI, that is Dr. Satyaranjan Acharya. So he gave us initial business kind of mentorship, like how the product should be, how we can actually convert this innovation into a business. So he has helped us initially, and for the technical point of view, how the machine works, how to convert this principle, what are the behavior of the plants. And as I told you, we wanted to develop a device which is better than the existing players in the market. So there were some complaints like similar to handheld device only. There are a couple of Chinese device, not in India, but they use in foreign countries. We could have imported that and given to farmers, but they had a problem. So they used to defoliate the leaves. Like the leaves used to fall down, and they should break the stems. So what happens? This season we'll harvest the coffee, but the next year's productivity will go down because of leaf defoliation and stem breakage. So we need to keep that in mind. So how do we to address all these things? We wanted some technical person from agriculture university only. So since I am alumni from GKK Bangalore, so I approaching one of the professor there called Dr. Jayashree. She is a professor in mechanical farm mechanization actually. So she is a professor in farm mechanization department. So we started taking her mentorship. So she helped us initially on all the technical aspect. So taking all this support from as well as from MIC, regularly we used to have an interaction with the entire team. So they used to mentor us and also give us guidance on how to take this project ahead. Whenever we had a financial requirement, we used to ask them. Timely EDI has also released money. So because of all these things, it has helped us take this innovation till this stage right now.
Great. I'm glad to know that you are getting support from the institution and also from the mentors. So being a young and so many young and aspiring entrepreneurs are watching this episode, any advice to these budding entrepreneurs who are considering to start their own ventures, start their own startup, Nitin?
So one kind of advice that I have I've felt, and I've also uh, talked to multiple people who have asked me this, that it's very important to have a product market fit. There are several ideas which you'll get, several innovative ideas, several ideas which you'll feel that market needs right now. But there are times when market is not ready, or either you are not ready with your product. So there needs to be a product market fit, and also you have to be financially backed up. Like, it's not like you should be rich, but you should have a sound idea of what kind of finance I need and what I can arrange to start off with, then proceed with your idea, rather than banking on someone to know, I'll get money from there, I'll get money from there, and I'll start. You'll have to have some initial assurance to start off, then show off what your idea has to do with the market right now, and then proceed with it.
It's a very valuable suggestion. Thank you so much, Nitin, for sharing. So, what is your next plan? How you are seeing your future for this business, especially in terms of your startup and especially for your project, Havyas?
So basically, sir, when we started working on this, like we gave some proposal to NIC. We thought, okay, if we get this funding, this product will be ready. We'll put it in the market, and everything is fine. But as we started working, we realized, no, this is not the end. This alone will not solve the problem that we are actually working on. We have to, like, after building all this product, we have got so many feedback, because once they saw the device, they started giving more feedback than what we got before they saw the device. Taking those innovation and putting them into this device, or making this fine tuning this device, is a big challenge, and two of us can't do that. So we need a bigger team, and we also need more technical support. So all these things we have realized now. Since we started this, okay, this is a good start. So we, even though if we complete this will be like a prototype for another 2 or 3 products that we'll be building, because putting it in a field and making it work seamlessly, it needs like improvisation. That improvisation will happen over a period of time. So right now our vision is to, like, whatever possible to build, we'll be building right now and giving it to farmers for their feedback and usage, and to understand what are the things that can be modified. And we have a plan to improvise it. Again, one of the challenge we have is this can be done only once in a year, because coffee harvesting season comes once in a year. So from November to January, whatever testing, everything we have to do in that period. And the rest of the period, it's only the back end innovation that we can work on. So we have to test it for 2 more years and improvise it, and we want to make it such a product. So it won't be used not just in India, but we have a vision to export it to other countries where they are growing coffee as well. And there are many other countries who are growing coffee in similar condition to India, like which is grown in hilly and slopey terrains. So we have a market apart from India as well. So we are targeting to build a product so that it is universally accepted. So these are the vision right now and the way forward that we are thinking of.
Yes, and thank you so much, Havyas, Nitin, for joining us and sharing your journey. We wish you all the best and hope your story will inspire many others. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Thank you.
It was a pleasure being with you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Nitin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Innovators like Havyas and Nitin are changing the trends of our country and are solving long persisting problems. We often come across a lot of daily issues, but not many of us think of an innovative solution for it unlike them. We need young people like this to take our country to great heights. So keep innovating to make the world a better place. On that note, I would like to end today's edition of Changemakers. Keep watching. Namaskar. Jai Hind.